Please like and subscribe and hit that bell button for notifications too.
Yo people, Decepticon here from Vex, and welcome to this. I know a lot of you are struggling with these videos, but this is my Why I Love, and this week we are doing Why I Love Final Fantasy VII. It is easily the best game I've ever played. Now I know a lot of you might not have ever played it before because it is a real old game. This game was really old, 1997 I do believe, and it was on the PlayStation 1. Now me myself, I was a bit, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this game. I'd seen a lot of it on, there used to be a computer program on the TV and they showed a lot of the FMV. The FMV was absolutely amazing, especially for its time. Now obviously you're going to be looking at this now and thinking, what? But just look, this is the intro. We'll watch it together. Aerith. There was a lot of people who played it know her as Ares, but her name was Aerith. Good thing with this game is you could actually change the names of your characters, so I did correct it and put her name to the right name. But look at that, look how good that looks. Basically 20 years old, that stands up pretty well. Yeah, look, 97. I think that looks amazing myself. Now unless you're a graphics whore, which I know a lot of people are, a lot of people only play games if the graphics are good. Obviously I can understand that, but this game has so much to offer. For RPGs it was just amazing, and it had led off to loads of other games as well. Bear in mind, before this game Final Fantasy VII was the typical RPG where it was like knights and wizards, and this was the first time they'd sort of gone into a steampunk sort of era, and it was superb, absolutely superb. I loved the story, I loved all of the characters. Alright, there's things about it which probably nowadays probably would do your brain in. The simple fact of all the backgrounds are solid, they're stationary, you basically got to run through the backgrounds. The random combat can get on people's nerves. Basically it's just you run a certain amount of steps and you're going to have
You are starting to damage my comm.
phone every time. Yeah, you run a certain amount of steps and you're guaranteed to get into a battle. Now some people didn't like that. Me, I loved it. I really did love it. You're just looking now, it is a turn-based combat, which that also put a lot of people off. But I thought the game was just brilliant. So many different things about the game made it really good. Just the epic music, the music itself. Listen to this. This is the intro music. This leads up to you pressing start. And then the world map, when you get out to the world and you actually get to see how big the actual map is, because you think the game is massive at the beginning. Then you get out into this world and this world is humongous. And then you're looking at here now, we're looking at how you equip your material and your materia, which is your magic, all your weapons and everything. It was done such an easy little way, just told you everything what you had to do, how you could join certain magics up. It was brilliant. Obviously here I can't show you too much because this is on an early account. I do play this game probably about once a year just because I enjoy it that much, and I still find new things on the game. Not so much now, but maybe a little thing. I'll speak to an NPC who I've never spoke to before. Just, it's real smart. Storyline, I'm not going to tell you just in case you do decide to play it, because this is the PlayStation 4 version. It has been cleaned up quite a lot. I have got it on disc and it don't look nowhere near as good as this. The writing's more a bit blockified, but in this it looks a million times better. And as you can see, there is no recorded voices, not one recorded voice in the whole game. Maybe a little scream or a little squirm here and there. It is all the dialogue you have to read, literally all of it. It is just, for me it's good. It's like playing a book. If you enjoy reading, you can enjoy this. As I say, the story is real smart, loads of different underlining layers in the game. You start off as a little rebel group and all of a sudden you're saving the world. You have characters that die in the game. This is the first time I ever played a game, especially like this, where you had your team and players die. It was a big deal. As I say, the FMV for me I thought was amazing. Even now I still enjoy it. I still enjoy looking at it. I can understand, as I say, a lot of people who are really into their graphics can look at it and think it's terrible. There is, if you ever do want to play this and you've got a decent PC, there's a load of mods you can put on where it changes this game completely. Literally changes it. It's like playing a brand new game now. So just look at that. For its time, I thought it was brilliant. This was quite a sad part in the game as well. It's just little things like that. Things you just... Like people were playing Mario and just games what didn't have this sort of effect, and then all of a sudden this game come along and it was on 3 discs. You played one disc, when you finished that you had to switch over to your next disc, then switch over to your final disc. It was just... Never had games like that before. And of course this led on to me playing other games which were similar. Legend of Dragoon, that was a superb game as well. It wasn't an FF7 beta, but it was a good game. Right, look at that. You go back and look at some of the games from 1997. This by far was the best looking game. I just loved how the game played. As I say, you could play it for hours upon hours. You could go anywhere. It was like a sandbox RPG. Literally go anywhere. Obviously there were certain points in the game where you couldn't get to, but that was only because you had to level up a bit more to get there. And of course every good game with good characters, you always have to worry about what's the villain going to be like. Is the villain going to be a letdown? Well, in this you have the Shimmer organisation, which Shimmer Court was a good baddies to be in the game. And then of course you had Sephiroth. Now Sephiroth was just... I'll show you a bit of him in a little bit. You'll see just how bad he was. This was probably one of the best bits of FMV in the game. As I say, you look at it now and it is a bit... What? Well, that was good. But back in the day, this was great. Can't help but notice the knobbly knees though on Tifa. I mean, your team of people as well, so different. Every character really different. Made it an hard choice for you to pick who you wanted in your squad. You could only have 3 of them in your squad. And it did make it really hard to see who you wanted to pick. And all the little mini games what they put in the game, that was really smart. Now I do believe we're going to have a little look at Sephiroth now. Yeah, watch this dude. If you've got no idea who I mean, just watch him. Just showing how powerful he is. Don't really know why they done that. They didn't really need to. I suppose they're showing that he uses flame on you and it kills you, then he uses flame on Sephiroth and it does absolutely nothing. See, if you like turn-based combat, this is brilliant. I know you've got games that look better than this on your phones now. It's just the storyline of it. The story was just... It's hard to explain how good I thought this game was. As I say, this is probably my #1 best game ever. Literally #1. And I've played a lot of games. This is one of the few games I really do go back to quite regular. I go back to this, I go back to Zelda. Everyone's got to like Ocarina of Time. That'll be in a while I love soon. And for those of you who are watching these videos, I do appreciate it. I know that these sort of things ain't everyone's cup of tea. I know a lot of you are watching my videos just for DCUO, but I am going to do one of these each week, like I have said before. But look at that. For graphics wise, if any of you get a chance, get in the PS Store and buy this game to give it a go. And of course Final Fantasy make new games now which are graphics wise will blow you out of the water. Here's one of the newer Final Fantasies, which was good. It weren't turn-based combat. I didn't enjoy the combat in the game. The game looked amazing. Like, look at that, just look at the lighting effects. Look at the rocks. Some of the rocks actually look like they are wet. That's a big deal in a game, to make a game look like that, to look believable.
Finally.
Alright, you're up, Noct.
Water effects are real smart. Just looks real good. I've put another scene of this in this video as well, just to show you. They are the Square Enix are probably the masters of FMV. Their FMV is always just like, that's in-game footage there, and they did try to blend so the in-game and the FMV would sort of be hard to tell the difference. You can tell the difference, but they wanted it to be hard. That was smart. Yeah, I'm just sitting here just watching the video, which I shouldn't really. But that is pretty much it for me. This is why I love Final Fantasy VII. It is my best game of all time. I am going to leave you with a little clip of the new upcoming Final Fantasy VII remake. Nearly got all my words tongue-tied. Please like, please subscribe, please leave a comment. Peace, people.
Long ago, we looked upon a foreboding sky. The memory of the star that threatened all burns eternal in our hearts. In its wake came an age of silence. Yet with each fond remembrance, we knew those encountered were not forgotten. That someday we would see them again. Perhaps it was no more than wishful thinking. But after the long calm, there are now the beginnings of a stir. The reunion at hand may bring joy, it may bring fear, but let us embrace whatever it brings. For they are coming back. At last, the promise has been made.